Okay, next up is going to be Sleeping Ranker rather. This is an online webcomic or manga. It is 20 chapters. It is free on the internet. No official English translator. Here is the description I could find for it. It's called, here we go. We're only taking a break for 30 seconds. I'm not imagining things, right? Yes. After 15 hours of hunting, Hyunsung asked to rest for a while, and after 30 seconds, he had to get up again and start hunting. Actually, Hyunsung has a special skill. Thananos, his narcolepsy skill, is activated. You're being forced into a sleep state. After sleeping for a while and waking up, I got an item. Pay close attention to the story of the god-rank class, the descendant of Thananos, the unstoppable Hyunsung. There you go. That's the best I can do with it. This is a recently released mass release of this title, and where all these translated stories originally are produced in other countries, and fans voluntarily translate them and kind of publish them on the internet. They don't technically own the rights to it, but they're there for our enjoyment as English readers. And again, once there is an official English translator for the story and it's officially licensed here, we always change our link descriptions and encourage you to go to them so that the people with the rights can get paid for their work. And this one has had 20 free chapters all in the same week. So I thought, I'll give it a shot, and I kind of liked it. It was enjoyable. It's a fairly action-oriented, overpowered main character story, where the main character has a terrible job. He's taking care of his sister who's disabled or can't use her leg because of an accident. So he has a lot of financial pressures to stay in that job, and he eventually learns about a game system comes out that allows him to sleep in-game because of time compression for 20 hours when it's really only 5 hours in our world. So I think there's a 5-to-1 ratio for time compression there. And he uses it just to sleep. That's all he does for it. He's not really playing the game at this point. He got one for his sister, so to help her with maybe her rehabilitation. But for him, his storyline is he slept in this capsule and he slept in the starter town. He has never left. He's never fought anything for over 10,000 hours. And what that does for him is that accidentally unlocks this super uber powerful god tier class for him called I think it's in the novel description, so I don't mind saying it's the heir of Thananos. I'm guessing they were going for Thanos, but they didn't want the copyright issue, so they add another AN. So Thananos, who is the god of, I think, something and sleeping. Like, though he's the god of like war and sleeping or something weird, some word combination. And so the trope here, the twist on this, is that the main character gets this opportunity to earn a living because he realizes I have this super rare class and I see other people making a living off this game, trading gold for cash, selling rare items, all that good stuff. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. I have some savings. My job is terrible and I hate it. And so that's what he does. And so he uses this new class and ability to try to make a living and to gain levels as quickly as possible. And so there's a huge dungeon crawl aspect to it. And like the twist is the fact that he has these sleep related powers, one of them being narcolepsy. In game, his character literally falls asleep randomly, which is what narcolepsy is. And once his character falls asleep, he can't have control over it anymore. He can either quit or he can just like sit there and sleep. When he is asleep in game, he accumulates stats automatically. So he could sleep in there for whatever 100 hours and he'll get like a 30-40% stat increase without having to do anything, which is kind of, again, an OP kind of aspect to it. But again, that's balanced out with randomly falling asleep during a monster battle. It's also, and he gets other skills that help him out in the fight, but they're all kind of sleep themed or overpowered in their own respect if he uses them correctly. And part of the fun is seeing just how these skills kind of combine, even with their like real drawbacks, and how like the world of the other guilds see him as a potential superpower or want to try to encourage them to join their guilds. And a lot of stuff exists. So it's not the story itself is not along very far. This is very much like the beginning of it. It is only 20 chapters in, and for some people, that's really like a 10% of a good story arc. For me, I was like, oh, this is entertaining enough that I'm probably going to make it part of my weekly read cycle, and I want to recommend it to you guys. For me, have a good, interesting these powers that are sleep themed. I thought that was a nice twist to keep me entertained. Given a score of 7.6 out of 10. That's Sleeping Ranker, though, with the score of 7.6 out of 10.